It's really important that you know what the fire alarm sounds like at your place of work. Also, that you know what you should do and where to go when you hear it sounding. In the event of a fire alarm activation, people may react in different ways, and sometimes in ways which are out of character. This is especially true if there are signs of smoke or fire, or the smell of something burning. People may panic and rush towards the exit, or freeze and become disorientated. As you probably realize, this means that the more the evacuation process is practiced, the better prepared everyone within the building will be to deal with the incident calmly, efficiently, and without any major issues. At Heathrow, there are two different methods of evacuation in use, which are aligned with the design of the buildings. We'll begin by looking at terminal buildings. All terminal buildings at Heathrow operate a process of progressive horizontal evacuation. Progressive horizontal evacuation is a process that allows people to move from a zone within the building in which the alarm is sounding, known as an evacuation zone, to an adjacent evacuation zone in which the alarm is not sounding, known as a place of relative safety. The adjacent safe zone may be on the same floor level and in clear line of sight to the evacuation zone, but because of the design of the building and the supportive life safety features such as smoke extraction, the area will be protected from the immediate effect of the fire. If the fire were to grow and the smoke migrated to the adjacent place of relative safety zone, the people would be evacuated horizontally through the building to the next safe evacuation zone, keeping a safe distance from the fire. The process of progressive horizontal evacuation is a continuous system that may take people to the next floor level or, depending on the extent of the fire, result in full evacuation from the building to an assembly point outside the building. Do you know the boundaries of evacuation zones within the area of your work? If you don't, speak to your line manager about this. The Compass Centre consists of 3 buildings: West Block, Meridian, and East Block. Each block is treated as a separate evacuation zone, so if an alarm activates in one of the blocks and an evacuation takes place, the other 2 blocks will not be affected and should continue to work as normal until informed otherwise. In the event of a confirmed fire in any of the blocks, all 3 blocks would be put into alarm and all 3 would evacuate to the assembly point situated in the car park. The fire alarm is sounded in test mode on Wednesday mornings at 08:40. The alarm will sound for approximately 1 minute. If the alarm continues for more than 1 minute within your area or at any other time, all colleagues within the block should stop what they're doing and evacuate the building via the nearest protected stair core. These are situated in each of the corners of the building, next to the toilets. If you have a visitor at the time of the alarm, you must ensure that the visitor evacuates with you and is present at the assembly point. All sections of the Compass Centre have designated safety ambassadors who will support the evacuation by shepherding all the occupants towards the protected stair cores. The safety ambassadors are identifiable by high-vis vests. The Compass Centre operates a staff alarm when smoke detectors are activated that provides a 10-minute investigation period. Unlike during the investigation periods in the terminals, The alarm information is not indicated to airport control in APOC, but instead is indicated on the fire panel, situated in the security office on the ground floor of Meridian Block. The on-site facility team will then conduct the seek and search exercise to identify the cause of the activation and meet the fire service on arrival. As with the terminal buildings, the stand-down of the fire alarm activation will be provided by the attending fire service following their assessment and confirmation that it is safe to re-enter the building. Most other buildings at Heathrow operate a simultaneous evacuation process. This is a simple system that requires all the occupants within the building to evacuate via the nearest fire exit when the fire alarm system sounds. If the fire alarm sounds in your place of work, you must not wait to be told to leave the building by someone else. Make sure you evacuate quickly and calmly. Do you know the correct evacuation procedure and route from the building where you work? Remember, it may not be the same way in which you normally enter the building. Do you know where the assembly point for your building is? If you are unsure, once again speak to your line manager about safe exit routes. From time to time, people may come to work with an injury or may have a permanent condition that could impact their ability to hear or join in the evacuation from their place of work. If this is the case, the person has a duty to inform their line manager of their issue or concern so that suitable and reasonable adjustments may be made to support their ability to evacuate safely. These adjustments must be agreed between the person and their line manager and then be documented so the evacuation plan is fully understood and can be effectively implemented. The final document is known as a Personal Emergency Evacuation Plan, PEEP. The PEEP must be reviewed at an agreed frequency or following any changes in the person's condition. Remember, the evacuation plan should accommodate all occupants of the building. It is not the responsibility of the fire service to evacuate people from the building or refuge points, so you and the people you work with need to be sure of the procedures for evacuation. Make sure you have an evacuation plan for where you work. You're now going to be asked some questions relating to fire evacuation procedures.